Hi. Okay, happy Friday evening, everyone. Hi, Produce. Yeah, I just decided at the last moment to do a live stream tonight, so here we are. I keep having problems with my connection, my camera. I don't know why it's like this, but every time I try to go live, it takes me like an hour to set up, and I made some nice hot cocoa because it's really cold down here, and it's not hot anymore. Just to warm up my hands. I've been working down here, and I got to take breaks every like 20 or 30 minutes because my hands are freezing. So, yeah, I made some hot cocoa. Now it's cold cocoa. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Let me pull it up over here. I'll pull it up on both sides. Here it is. Cold hot cocoa. Yeah, seriously. Like, what's up with that? There we go. Okay, now let's put it on live chat. Okay. Can I, like, push this over? Oh, I can. Okay, cool. All right, so I can read the comments pretty good now. Yeah, and I got the green screen behind me too, and that wasn't really working out in my favor either. So, but we got everything going now, and I don't know. I just wanted to talk tonight. I don't really have too much to say, so we might not, depending on what we end up talking about. This might just be a small, short live stream. I just wanted to talk a little bit, about the movie as always, and what's new, that kind of thing. Here in Syracuse, it's been snowing every day. It's like the winters that I grew up with. The last few years, we haven't really had much of a winter. And when I was growing up, we'd always have a lot of snow. And I remember in 1993, we had the blizzard of 93, where we were home for like a week from school, and it piled up so deep that my friends and I were getting on top of the roofs of our houses and our neighbors' houses and jumping off into the snow. And I remember one of my friends, he would go even higher than he'd get on top of the chimney, the highest part of every roof, and he would jump off backwards and land in the snow like an angel, like back first. I wouldn't do that. I always did feet first, although he probably knew, displacing the energy throughout, it was probably better that way, but who knew if there was something underneath you? Like, that was pretty dangerous. But yeah, we would jump off the roof. And right now, some of the snowbanks are taller than I am. So that's, yeah. Do I eat watermelon seeds or spit them out? Well, sometimes I eat them and sometimes I spit them out. But it's kind of rare around here to find a watermelon with seeds these days. I prefer the watermelon with seeds, and when I was growing up, they all had seeds. But now there's not too many with seeds. Can you guys hear me? Is this like a good audio? Because I'm like right in front of the microphone, because I feel if I'm over here, the audio is not as good anymore. And I just want it to be a good experience, because that's why the microphone's right here. Ice hot cocoa. Yeah, I got some. It is not hot anymore. And I was so looking forward to sipping my hot cocoa while we did this live stream. It just took too long to set up. What year was it when I went vegetarian? 1990. Am I going to make a snowman? Probably not. I made one when I was living at my other place last year. I made one with the dogs. How many inches do we have all together so far? I'm not really sure, but we're winning as far as snowfall in the New York state. Syracuse is usually, back when I was younger, it was known as the snowiest city in the United States. And those are cities that are like, that they do measurements from. So I guess it's like airports and stuff, because there are some places up north from here that probably got a lot more snow, but they don't count those. They count like the main cities like Buffalo, Rochester, Binghamton, Ithaca, Syracuse. And we're winning right now. We used to always win, but the last few years, I think Buffalo beat us a couple years. Audio is perfect. That's good to know. Thank you. Wait, I'm seeing different. I got 2 screens pulled up over here. Hey, Mike. There's Mike. We got a couple admins on. Steve wants to know, do I have to stop all animal products to get my cholesterol under control? That's a good question here. So I, as a vegan of over 30 years, I've got a few videos on this, because a few years back, I don't know how many years ago it was, maybe 5-6 years ago, I went to get my blood tested to show people that I was a healthy vegan that didn't even really worry about vitamins or anything like that. And I didn't even always eat that good, like, I'm like, hey, anyway, long story short, my blood test it came back pretty good. I was a little bit low on vitamin D, which is normal for anybody, whether you're vegan or not, especially up here where I live. The northern eastern side of the country. My B12 was good. Everything else was good. My cholesterol was a little bit higher as a vegan. It was still within the healthy standard American diet kind of cholesterol, but I didn't like how it was it was higher than I wanted it to be. So what I did was I tried fixing a few things. I got my blood tested again, and it was still like that. So I'm like, okay. And then I found, well, I already knew who he was, but I looked up the Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, his diet reversing heart disease. And sure enough, he tells you how to do it without medicine, because I don't want to take medicine. I never take medicine. And so I started eating this Esselstyn diet. So this is very, very low fat, low salt. I think 1,500 milligrams per day is the max that he wants you on. And then oils is what did it for me. Oil is what I was using, and particularly coconut oil, which is like 87% saturated fat. So I cut that out of the diet. I cut all the other oils, and I even cut out some of the fats like avocados. And if I was going to eat any nuts, it was just like, he says only eat like a small handful per day. It's not fun doing this, but let me tell you, I went and I got my blood tested about 3 weeks later. So I think, doing this for only maybe like a week or two significantly lowers your cholesterol. But I went and got my blood tested again about 3 weeks after I was eating this way, and my cholesterol was completely in the good, under control. And yeah, animal products are a big factor that will increase your cholesterol. Animal meats, there's cholesterol in animal products. There's no cholesterol in vegan plant things, but saturated fats can also spike it. Make sure your liver's good too, because your liver is what creates the cholesterol. And in my case, I think it was creating a little bit too much. And so vitamin D is an essential part. Get your vitamin D under control. Vitamin D is actually a hormone, not a vitamin. And make sure you got enough vitamin D. Your vitamin D is not low, so you have a healthy liver. Your vitamin D contributes to a healthy liver. Make sure you have a healthy liver and eat right. Take some of these excessive things out of your diet, and you will get your cholesterol under control. It works. And I proved it, and I have videos to prove it. It's not always fun, like sometimes you're craving like some junk food, and you just gotta like pick or choose. Do you want to be healthy, or do you want your junk food? But for a lot of people, because there's a lot of people that, so I'm very sensitive to these oils and saturated fats, and my cholesterol spikes with that. But, and my good cholesterol has always been really low, like too low. And I guess that's just the way I am. T. Colin Campbell wrote a book and he talked about that as well. I'm not really worried about that. But if you take animal products out of your diet, you might not even really have to worry about the oils and stuff. That might do it for you. You might be fine just taking the animal products out of your diet. Like a lot of vegans have really good cholesterol just being vegan. So I think I was one of the exceptions to that, like, unfortunately. So I have to like really, pick and choose what I eat and how much I eat of it. So I don't continue the Esselstyn diet, but I do eat better. And I was actually just working on a video. I've got a few videos that I'm working on right now. And one of them is how I've, some of the things, I did like small little videos on some of the meals I made since November of last year. November of last year, I basically put my foot down and said, I need to lose some weight. And so far I've lost 13 pounds. So I'm going to put a video together on what I ate as a vegan to start eating a little bit better and exercising every day like I used to until I hurt my arm. So I'm back to the healthier regimen, and I'll put out a video soon. That's right, Race. Your body is made out of cholesterol. Cholesterol is what makes up your brain content and everything. Your body makes cholesterol. So your body should make all the cholesterol you need. You don't have to intake any extra. Your liver makes it. If you have a healthy functioning liver, you should have what you need. I'm no doctor or nutritionist. I'm just telling you what worked for me. But consult your doctor or nutritionist. Sometimes your doctor doesn't know and wants you to take medicine, like my doctor. So I had to school him on Dr. Esselstyn, and he didn't want to believe it, but when he saw my lab results, he kind of was forced to believe it, and he looked up Dr. Esselstyn, I think with intentions to, basically debunk it. He did it right in front of me, and then when he saw his credentials and everything, he was like, you could tell the look on his face. He was a little bit blown away. Yeah. I can see you, Race. Unless you're not talking to me. You still have blood pressure medicine? There are certain things that will spike your... I am lucky. I've always had really good blood pressure. I'm seeing different comments on over here. I see different comments than I see over here. I don't know why. Maybe I got to scroll down a little more. I don't know. Mooin is excited for A44. I'm excited for A44. I'm super excited for it. Okay, guys, I'm telling you something. So A44. If you are one of the Kickstarter, I've given the Kickstarter people over a week now to respond to me about their ticket to the premiere of A44 here in the Syracuse area. And I gave them a deadline, which is just a few days from now. And once that day comes, if everybody doesn't get back to me, hopefully they do. But if these are the people in the ticket tier. This is the $75, $100, and $1,000 tier. They got to claim their ticket if they can make it or not. And I need to tally these things up so we can find out how many seats are going to be taken. And then I'm going to be reaching out to the cast and crew and asking them if they are planning on going to the premiere. And then once that's done, I'm going to open it up to the rest of the Kickstarter people and the public. So they will all have a chance to get a ticket. If we sell out everything, that'll be amazing. We'll try to do another one sometime afterwards, but it's going to be fun. We have like a little after event going on for the Kickstarter people, and yeah, it's going to be mid-March here in Syracuse at a local movie theater. It's going to be fun, and I can't wait. This is the moment I've been waiting for forever, since I was a little kid, making a movie and putting it out there and playing it in a movie theater. So, yeah. And I'm looking for, if anybody has any connections or can help out in any way with securing a reasonably priced or even a free, because we want to do, like, if we can make a certain amount of profit here, we want to donate to charity. If we don't get the profit, obviously we got to offset our expenses, but we want to do one out there in LA, and we're kind of having trouble finding a theater right now. So I'm looking around, but if anybody knows anybody has any connections or anything like that, please get a hold of me and let me know. Sugar and cholesterol. Well, you got to be careful with sugar anyway. And sugar is, I'm not talking about your fruits and vegetables and your fruits, because a lot of people demonize that. And but it comes with a lot of other, like your fruits come with, nature's perfection. Like you have your fiber and everything in there. And I wouldn't worry about that, but worry about like just your white crystallized sugar. You do want to be careful with that, especially I think as you get older. Like I used to eat so much sugar when I was younger. I don't even really crave it as much anymore. I got a VEGO bar right here in front of me that I was going to use with my hot cocoa, but I have no cravings for it right now. I think I just really want some water, and talking about this makes me crave like a nice juice. Oh, you're pretty clever, Race. Those VEGO bars are so good. Moi freestyle life. I was craving one before I started the stream. Now I'm like totally not at all. Carrot and papaya juice. That sounds really good. Make believe. Huh. Yeah, so I'm getting, I just talked to my buddy the other day about like a quote for getting some shirts and hoodies printed for the movie, and I'm gonna print one of the posters that you guys have seen. I've got 3 posters, and I got another guy that I've made all the posters myself, but I have so much stuff going on that I'm trying to do all at once, like, editing videos for YouTube and trying to get this event going. I'm not an event person. I'm a movie guy. So like, just doing this is like, it's a lot of work and it's stuff that's out of my realm. So I'm like trying to figure it all out here. I'm trying to reach out to companies. If you guys know any vegan companies that might want to like be a premier partner with this. I mean, this is a big deal. I don't know if people like, this is a vegan movie that's coming out and we want to premiere it. We would love to have like, the name brands of some of our favorite vegan companies out there. I'm having no luck right now, guys. I'm like, I feel all alone, to be honest with you, to say it nicely. So yeah, I did all the posters myself. I'm very happy with those. They took me a long time. If I had a professional do them, they probably would have done them a lot faster, but I learned and I really like them. I've got 3 posters out there. I can like maybe link them here. But I got one of them. I'll let you kind of look at them and see. We got Okay, so I got to bring these up above, but I'll try to link them here. Okay, so this one right there. This is that's the first poster I made. Well, make believe that's what. Okay, so all the people, not all the people, but people in the Kickstarter, I think I'd have to go double check, but I think it's like the $30 tier and up. They all will get a link to watch it. Now, obviously, there's going to be a time limit on that link, and it's going to be a secure link, so people can't just go share it around with people. So I would hope nobody would do that. I put a lot of work into this. So they'll get the link to stream the movie. And I'm thinking for like how much you would get a link for if you rented something on Amazon or something. I think it's like, what is it, like 48 hours? Maybe we'll give it to them for like 4 days or something, so they can have ample time to watch the movie. But when that's all done, and this isn't I have not told anybody this yet, so you're hearing it first. But the idea right now, since we don't have distribution, for now, is to do just that. Like, put it up there on like Amazon and Apple TV and maybe YouTube movie. Not a YouTube video, but like a pay to watch movie where people can go on there and they can either pay to rent it or pay to buy it. Yeah, we're not fortunate to have like Netflix or anybody be like, yeah, we'll pick up your movie for you. Okay, so this is one of the posters. Let me find the other ones. Not that one. Here's another one. Just give me a second here, because I gotta. Okay. Take that one out. There's. You guys have seen them all, so I'm just trying to find. Maybe I have to import the other one because I can't find it. Let me just import it real quick. Yeah, maybe it's not here. So let's see. Okay, over here. I've got so many like folders on this computer with like everything I've done for the movie. Okay, best posters. I've got so many like posters that I saved, and I'm like, I had to choose like the best ones. Okay, so we have. Oh, okay, these are my 3 best ones. So this is it right here. Oops. Okay, hold on. That wasn't supposed to happen. We'll take that out of there just for a second, and let's do that. Okay, so here is another poster. Okay, this. Okay, so put it over here. So this was the other poster. This is my favorite poster of A44. And then the last one is right here. This is the one that I chose for the shirts. And the reason why is because I'm going to be printing them on black shirts. And for my other t-shirts that I printed, I don't like the whole rectangle thing and then the black shirt. I much more like something like that blends into the rest of the shirt. I'm deciding not to have the credits in there, just the A44, which will be a little bit bigger and it'll be down a little bit more, and then the face, and then that will be on the at least the first batch of shirts that I put out there. I have another design that I'm paying somebody to do. hopefully it looks great and I can put that out there as well. The problem is it's going to cost me a lot of money to buy these t-shirts. So what I'm going to try to do is once I know for sure what we're doing, I'm going to have a link where I'm going to pre-sale t-shirts because I need them printed for the event. So they'll be printed a few days before the event. So up until that point, I'm going to give everybody the chance, even the people that aren't going to make it to the event, to pre-order the t-shirts. So we can pre-order as many as we can, and then on top of that, I'll buy a bunch extra to bring with me to the event. And that's how we're going to do it. I'm also getting posters made. The real movie size posters are extremely expensive, so I'm doing 11 by 17s, 11 by 17 posters, and yeah. Ooh. They look like game posters. Game posters. Like a video game. This one right here is my favorite poster because we got Indy there. The premiere is going to be mid next month. This is straight up cold now. Cold hot chocolate. You like the eye peeking out, so that one. There's more to it. If you actually examine this poster and were able to look closely or with a magnifying glass or blow it up, you would see some other things. I wasn't even going to tell anybody that, but I just wanted somebody to see. Anyway. Yes, the premiere is going to be mid-March in Syracuse. Hopefully, if it goes really well, we'll try to do some more screenings. This isn't the release of the movie. This is like a private event for the Kickstarter people, cast and crew. And if we still have extra seats, I will open it up to the rest of the Kickstarter, which I think would sell out right there and then. But we still need the actual release of the movie. So I want to have a fun event. I want to have the posters made, the stickers, the t-shirts, and I would love for some like vegan companies to work with us and like donate some of their products so we can like have snacks. You know, we're not going to have like a straight up, dinner party or anything, but like just snacks. That would be fine. How many people I'm hoping to sell out the theater. The theater is 214 people. My goal is not to make money on this because I'm giving away a lot of tickets for free. All the Kickstarter, all the cast and crew, and that's going to be a lot right there and then. I just hope that we make enough money to offset the cost of it. For this event. This event is for the Kickstarter people that made this movie possible. But there's not enough that would fill up the theater for those tiers. So they will all get a free ticket. They'll get a VIP pass. They'll be let in the theater first, so they get dibs on the best seats in the theater, and then after that we'll allow the rest of the people in. I'm so excited. I want to hear what other people think of the movie once other people see it other than me. And yeah, so yeah, we'll find out. I think we can fill it up because there's already a lot of people that are wanting to see it. We just got to hope that we don't have bad weather next month where everybody would cancel. So hopefully we don't have bad weather. So that is that. So that's that. 214. Yeah, I think we'll be able to do it just because that many people have been waiting and waiting. Now, if this was like, if the movie was already out and I tried to fill it up, I don't know if I would fill up a theater because, I've gone to the theater and seen some pretty mainstream movies and there was nobody in the theater. So, I would love to go out and do one, and I want to be able to travel to different theaters. My goal is to go to a different theater, hopefully get it for a decent amount, that I could actually make it worth my time, and then also donate a certain percentage to a local animal sanctuary. That would be like the ideal thing to do. I could travel around, I could pay for my expenses, and I could make a living doing that while I also help different sanctuaries out directly and indirectly, because remember, there's a vegan message to the movie. So it'll be doing exactly what I intended to do in the beginning. Yeah, it's a long time in the making. This is almost, we started the Kickstarter 6.5, almost 7 years ago. And here we are finally with a done project. And I will say that everything that can go wrong has been going wrong for me. So it's like one thing after another. If you guys only knew, it's crazy. I feel like my name should be Murphy. Come to Phoenix before it gets too hot. Somebody else asked me to go. Oh, no, they asked me to go to Vegas. I would love to get out there in California. Somebody asked me to go to Virginia and New Jersey, possibly New York City. But first things first are going to be, there's another theater here in the Syracuse area, a little bit outside of Syracuse, that I might be able to get a second showing in. I think they hold 400. No produce. I still have things going wrong. I've reached out to so many vegan companies. Nobody's getting back to me. So I would say that's wrong. That's going wrong for me, because the alternative is I got to go out there and figure out what I'm going to do. I would love, we feature some of these vegan companies in the movie. What would be better for people to go in, to this experience, watch this very micro budget movie with a vegan message that I put together for, many years it took me, and see some of these vegan brands being shown and cameoed in the movie, and some people being like, I wonder what that tastes like. And then when they get out of the theater and they go to the after party, there's that same product that they just saw in the movie that they have a chance to try it out now. Like, wouldn't that be great? I think so. I think that these companies, I think that it'd be great for them to put it out there for this. I do feel like nobody really gives anything, really cares about. I know you guys, because you've been hearing me say this, but most people, they don't know what A44 is. They don't know what it means. They don't know anything about it. Nobody's looking to watch this movie. But I feel like once people start to see it, they're going to be like, oh my God, you got to see this movie. At least that's my hope. Maybe I'm hyping it up to be something more than it actually is, but I'm just excited about it. So hopefully once people, and it's got the Vegan Zombie behind it. So I feel, I don't think anybody's ever quite thought up the same storyline that I did, because I've never really revealed what it is, and nobody's really. So when they hear Vegan Zombie, sometimes they think oh, this is like a parody. It's comedic. It's supposed to be a little bit stupid. It's funny. And it's not. It's not what I wrote all those years ago. So hopefully people see it, and the right people will see it that because if nobody knows about it, nobody really cares. Nobody knows what it is, and they're like, "Oh, what's this? What's this A44? Is it a rip off of A24?" No, 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 no. I came up with A44 before they were anything. But like, I think we need some big news outlet to write a review and say the movie that you're not looking for, that you need to see. It's like a low budget. It's a low budget movie that, that you're going to love, hopefully. So yeah. It's a unique horror movie. I don't want to say too much, but you'll know. We'll come back and we'll talk once you guys actually see the movie. We'll talk all about it, and I think that we can agree on a bunch of things, and we can talk more about in detail some of the things too. I don't know why they're not reaching back out. I don't know, but it's everything seems to be going wrong, and I just keep feeling like I'm alone, so alone in this journey. And I just want to put this movie out there, and I want people to see it. And I want people to be happy, and I want to be able to make more movies, and I don't know. But maybe I'm delusional. Maybe the movie's not as good as I think it is, and maybe people will be like, go back to your day job. So who knows? I'll let everybody be the you guys will have to like be the judge of that. I will say I feel like I've seen a lot of recent movies that I think that my movie's better than. Obviously, it's low budget. So yeah, you can tell in certain spots that, hey, we didn't have a budget. We did what we could do. But just imagine if we did have a budget, Like, I think the story speaks for itself. I think it's a good story, which is the most important thing. But yeah, there's things that are like, not as great as like a high budget movie, so you'll be able to tell. I don't want anybody going in there thinking like, oh, this is going to be the best movie ever, because then you'll be like let down. Just go in there and know that it was from the heart. Okay. That's all. That's all. Yeah. Just, you're going in there, you're going to watch a movie that, it's got my best friend, that one of my best friends I've ever had, one of my most loyal friends I've ever had. And it's, it's his last performance. This was his last time. And that means a lot to me. So hopefully it means something to other people as well. But yeah, I think there's certain parts of this that are not original, but there's a lot of parts of this that are original. I mean, obviously I got inspiration from some of my favorite movies, and some of the movies that I got inspiration from are not horror movies at all. This just happens to be a horror movie because it involves zombies. But other than that, it kind of like goes into it makes a few other twists that you wouldn't expect from a horror movie. It will turn back around, you have a feeling. I hope so. Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like that, Mick Severance. A lot of the companies, they don't want to be involved with vegan. So, yeah. I mean, the name of the movie is A44 for a reason, because I didn't think... the original title is The Vegan Zombie, okay? I changed that. Most of you can probably understand why I changed that. We want the biggest reach we can. So it's called A44. Do I know Stephanie Harlow? I think she lives in your area and does YouTube, and her friends do horror films. No, I don't know her, but doesn't she do the crime show or whatever? So I think I know. I'm not sure, but I think I know who you're talking about, but I don't know her. And no, I did not know that they do horror films. You thought I was going to call it a micro budget instead. It is. It's a micro budget because it's below a low budget. It's really micro. Well, this is it. This is a low budget, original storytelling movie. I mean, obviously you're going to see some things that you're going to be like, and here's the other thing. I need to explain this too. I just want to read this first real quick. Wait a minute. Hold on. What was I just going to say? I had it all and then I started reading. I'm like, wait, what am I about to say? Oh, okay. Yeah. When I say that when I wrote this, this was an original concept by me. Obviously, there's some kind of like parallels to other movies like E.T. and Stand By Me and Goonies, which I drew inspiration from. But here's what people are going to do. This is, okay, I've said this many times before, but in case you're new and you haven't heard me say this, people are going to watch this and right off the bat, they're going to say things like, oh, he copied Zombieland. Oh, he copied The Last of Us. He copied The Walking Dead. Oh, he took this from the pandemic. Okay. I wrote this 16 years ago. I wrote this before Zombieland was a movie. I wrote this before The Walking Dead was a TV show. I wrote this before The Last of Us was any kind of concept. And I obviously wrote this before the pandemic. So everything you're seeing here predates all of that. So I know people are going to be like, oh, you copied this show. No, I didn't. I didn't at all. And as, you know, like you got to understand like my frustration as I watch some of these movies and shows over the last 15 years and seeing the similarities. Stranger Things, like there's so many similarities in some of these movies that I'd be like, oh my God, they're going to think I totally ripped them off and I didn't. So I did a little disclaimer at the beginning just because if you didn't know, you would definitely think that I copied these other movies. And I have proof. I have proof that, you know, when I first wrote the script, even if you don't copyright, they consider a copyright like the first time you could just email it. I emailed my script to a friend, unfortunately a year after I wrote it. I emailed it to him in 2010, I believe. And I wrote it in 2009, early 2009. So yeah. So once you know that disclaimer, then you'll see that, yeah, I didn't rip off any of these other shows. Okay. So, but I'm sure there's going to be articles saying that I did, if it does anything. Hopefully it will. But you know, you just how cringe I would feel if they're writing something like, oh, there's nothing new about this. It's the same. It's regurgitated Walking Dead or regurgitated Last of Us or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, I wrote this before. I just didn't have a budget to do anything. Produce. Yes, I did. I know that people don't always do that, but I had to. I did. It bothered me. So yes, I did write that. Yeah, Race. I am a time traveler. Just kidding. I'm a vampire. I wrote this. I knew it. So I wrote it in 1913. You made a vegan chocolate mug cake. Anyway, I'm so excited for the movie. Are you going to share some of that, Karina? The Spanish fly pandemic. Okay. Yes. The answer is yes. I put a little disclaimer at the very beginning. I would even show you guys now, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not as much as I want to show stuff, we're going to wait because we already have the trailer out there. Debbie is one of she has been wanting to watch this movie forever. She comments on every trailer that I put out there, and she notifies me like, oh, we got 40,000 views. Thank you, Debbie, so much for that super chat. I appreciate it. I know Debbie wants to see this movie. I've seen this movie probably 1 million times. So, yeah, putting it out there, getting people excited, editing the trailer I'm really happy with the way the trailer came out, by the way, but it took me about a month to do that. Okay. So it wasn't some easy thing to do, to get it right. And I changed little tiny things, so many times just to get what I really wanted and to get to fine tune it. And, I think it's great for promoting this. And a lot of vegan, we had Veg News cover it, Plant-Based News. A local news agency did it, Syracuse.com. And I was on a few different podcasts. But really nobody in the horror community gave much interest. There was a couple of reviews of the trailer, but nobody really in the horror community, which is really what I wanted to do, because I just assumed that a lot of vegans would already support it just for what it is, even if they don't like it or don't like horror, just what it is doing. It's doing something for animals, and that's, you can't argue that. So I really wanted this, to appeal to the horror fans. There's many more horror fans than there are vegans. And but there's a lot of vegans that are horror fans too. So I really wanted to put it out there for the horror fans. Now, I think you guys probably would agree with me when, again, it took me a long time to do that trailer, but if I can get some time again, which I'm so busy with so many other things, but I would love to have enough time to edit another trailer where, and I can see if you guys could understand where I'm coming from, another trailer that is a little scarier and does not mention the word vegan. And the reason for that is I want the horror community to really, take interest in this. So in order to do that, you got to entice them to want to do that. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, there's a lot of people out there, they hear the word vegan, and they're like, I don't want anything to do with it. So there's a couple lines I would like to take out of there and do a second one and try to appeal to a different audience. What do you guys think? Next month is your 10-year vegan anniversary. Congratulations on 10 years. That's awesome, Karina. Exactly 1 million. 1 million what? I missed that. Imagine if we had 1 million views. Yeah, Dr. Greger was great. He plays the professor at the college in the classroom. The horror community is terrified of vegans, so just put a few vegans in there, Make a trailer saying the vegan messages horror movie. I could say the movie that horror fans are too afraid to watch. No, somebody told. No, I was advised. So the big thing was we submitted it to Sundance, and obviously we didn't get in, and we wanted to put a tagline that said, the horror movie that even Sundance didn't want to watch, was too afraid to see or something like that, because technically they didn't want to see it. Yeah, I think so too, Zesty. That's what I'm thinking. Just, change a few lines in there and put another one back out there. And even make it maybe even a little bit shorter. Shorter, creepier. The thing is, I hope this doesn't turn anybody off, but it's a horror movie. I would say it's like a lot of zombie movies, it's not really that scary unless you're terrified of zombies. It takes a lot to scare me. So for me, it's it's a feel-good movie and it's a good story, but like I don't really feel like it's scary. So if you're like afraid to watch this because you're afraid you're going to be scared out of your mind, it's not really that scary. I don't want to disappoint people that want to be scared, but like it, like it's not really that scary. Like The Walking Dead's really not scary. It's just like it was a cool show to watch for at least the first 4 seasons, but. Oh yeah, Dr. Greger did great. I mean, he basically was himself, but like in a zombie apocalypse. They don't tell you. Nobody tells you why they reject. And what they say they're looking for, it was exactly. I mean, this was from the heart. This was a bare bones kind of like, we had to come together with a very low budget. We had to do things that, we, for instance, like we found things on the side of the road for like, props and stuff like that. We did things and we tried to make them as good as we could for as cheap as we could. We really did our best here, The movie online. Well, the Kickstarter people will be able to see the movie online first, and then I still got to look a little bit more into it. But the route we're looking at is we're thinking about putting it on all the platforms where people can rent it or purchase it. So you're not going to be able to stream it on a platform that you already have for free. We're going to probably upload it to like Prime and Apple TV and probably YouTube, where you have to go and purchase it or rent it. That's the best we got right now. We tried reaching out to some distributors. Like, we're really having a hard time, but I feel like it's one of those movies that once people see it and word of mouth gets around and people hopefully love this movie and maybe we can get some numbers with it. Maybe it'll become a cult movie where people like really, really love it. And then we could maybe get a distributor like, would pay attention to us and say, hey, we really, people really like this movie and we would love to, give you a proper budget to make a second one or something like that. That would be great. The horror movie that's not really that scary. I mean, there's horror movies that aren't really that scary, I mean, The Twilight Zone was horror, and not all of those were. They were somewhat like, oh, well, that's kind of creepy, but it's not really scary, Like, there's definitely a difference between Shaun of the Dead, which was a horror comedy, and The Ring. Okay. I'm not sure exactly when the release of the movie, but we're doing a private premiere next month in March here in Syracuse. We want to do one. I'm looking into doing one in Los Angeles, hopefully in April. Organic Silver Moon. I don't want to give anything away, so we'll have to go into this without knowing anything and just watch it for what it is. Robert Redford's son. Robert Redford, for those who don't know, he's the one that created the Sundance Film Festival. His son, Jamie. Oh, Jamie RIP'd. I saw him in the gym every day. I hope so, Allison. I hope it's going to be worth it and everything. I hope people really love this. And I would love, as I said, I would love to travel around and go fill up little local movie theaters and do a little speech before we play the movie and then do a Q&A after the movie and then be able to, donate a certain percentage to different animal sanctuaries, just like the plan was from the beginning, you know? I mean, some people might think it's scary. I don't know. It's not. I mean, I can't see it as scary because, like, I made it. I made every scene in here. Like, I know. Okay, so I watched. I let one of my friends watch it, and she was like, "Oh my god, I can't watch this. I can't." I'm like, "If you can't watch this part, you can't watch the rest of the movie." Like, and I'm like trying to explain what it was that we used, and like it didn't really matter. Like she didn't want to watch it. Like it was like really scaring her, and so maybe it will be scary to some people, but for me, it's like I know the every step of every part of the movie. So, and everybody in the movie I know, and you know, when you're editing it, it's not really a scary. Like when you're shooting it and editing it, it's like not really as scary. But when you make that edit come to life, and you put the sound effects and the music and you color it properly, then it kind of comes together. Because if you watch this movie without the actual sound design that Rob did, it doesn't have the same appeal. It's like a skeleton version of what it could be. But then once you put, like, I mean, Rob really went in. I mean, we talked about this. I showed it. I showed clips of what he did. He has like 300 layers of different sounds going in here, and he really made this come to life. So when you see certain scenes, like we filmed a scene, like I talked about this before, but we filmed a scene by some train tracks where we had an old pickup truck, and we all get out, and you know, it just, that's what it was. It was, as you can imagine. You know, imagine being like on the side of some train tracks in a pickup truck. That's how it was. And we were like, all right, should we do this again? Take two? Okay, let's do it. Take two. But after I color graded it all, it kind of had that feel to it. And then after Rob got to it with the sound, like I was listening to with my headphones on so I could hear every little detail. And I'm like, I remember when I first listened to it, like I got on my phone and I text Rob. I'm like, oh my God, that same scene where you couldn't hear anything, he put like a little bit of a wind going through like the weeds. And then in the background, you could hear like a crow or whatever. And then you could hear some like coyotes in the background kind of howling like way in the background. And it sounded so real and more eerie. He goes, I tried to like ramp it up. So as the movie went on, the sounds got more creepy. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. So yeah, like things that you don't really think about when you watch a movie, like there's a lot that goes into a movie, you know? So yeah, that's just a little some behind the scenes to look out for. No, it's not quite like Shaun of the Dead. There is a little bit of comedy in here, you know, because we didn't want to take everything too seriously. So it's considered a horror comedy. But don't go into it thinking like it's very little comedy. There's very little of comedy in it, but there is a little bit, you know, so we don't take ourselves too seriously. I mean, there's nothing that's I've seen it too many times, so nothing really makes me laugh. Yeah. It's unrated. It's unrated. I don't know. I know we have to it cost a lot of money to get an official rating. I really don't know what it would be. I don't know if it would be. It might be an R movie. It could be an R movie, but on the low end of R. When I was first making it, I didn't really. I wrote it so probably not the best idea, and I'm glad we changed it. But I wrote it so kids could watch it too. So I didn't want anybody to swear in the movie. And they did because it felt right. So they did. And I just was like, can we do that scene again where you say a different word? And they were like, oh, fine. And obviously I'm the director. It's my movie. I had them do it all over again. And then when I was in post-production, when I was editing it, I was like, yep, the swear words sound a lot better. So obviously horror movie without swear words, like, I don't know what I was thinking. So we just went with what sounded natural. And yeah, so it's not overly crazy, but there are swear words in it. A45. Well, that's coming out next. Yes, because we have I have two versions of this. I got the stereo version that you can listen to like on a nice, TV in your house, and I've also got the 5.1 surround sound, which I listened to in the movie theater last week, and it sounds really, really awesome. So yeah, I'm glad. I feel like if more people were watching these live streams, I feel like I can like hype people up to want to watch this, because I can see you guys want to watch it. I know, I've been talking about this for so many years, and now we're here. A lot of people. Not a lot of people, but there were some people along the way that they were like, oh, you're scamming us. You're not really making a movie. And it's like, I'm like, anybody that knows me knows like every bit about me as I am not that kind of person. Like, I would do anything. I'd go to the edge of the earth to like keep my word about something. And, if you guys knew like the whole story behind everything, like you guys would be like jaw drop. Like this is a crazy story. This is a crazy 7 years like that I've gone through to get this movie made. And I can't even tell most of the stories. Like, I just can't. So I just want to focus on like all the positive things when I put this movie out. But, I would do anything to make sure that I kept my word on this and I made a movie. And I understand it took a long time, but like people donated, and there's a lot of Kickstarters. They don't even they never even finish them. A lot of them, they don't finish. That's a good amount of them, but I didn't want to be that person. So I'm doing everything in my power to make good with everything that I promised. And not only is showing the final product of the movie, but also, making good on those tickets that the people got for the movie and the after party, which I don't have money for an after party, but I'm doing everything I can to make something. So after the movie is over with, we can mingle, we can hang out, and people will feel happy, so. That sounds a little bit like Dexter McSeverance, but yeah, I was actually just thinking of a concept not too different from that recently. Like, this is, I think, will be like the first real vegan horror that's really promoting veganism, a feature film at least, that's not a documentary. I got to say all those things out there. So this is like the first of its kind, which is a big thing. So, hopefully this does well, and it makes like a space where other people could do stuff like that. Maybe I could even do another one afterwards, but I don't know. I think that, people will enjoy this, for what it is. Among the Pines, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was something we talked about. Like, we were talking about that a couple years ago. We're like, if we made a documentary on everything it took to make this movie, that would probably be more exciting than the actual movie. I really feel like it would. It's crazy. I went through a crazy last few years. Yeah, wouldn't a vegan serial killer no longer be vegan? I don't know. I don't know about that, you know? Um, Somebody that did everything in their life possible to prevent animals from being harmed, even killing other people, they'd be a killer. But I don't know. I could write a book based on the film. You know, the other thing I could do is I could write, I could make a book, like a comic book on the story, because there was more to be said. You know, like I had to end it where it was, but there's more up here of what happens next. There's just not. I don't have enough for another full movie yet, but I do have like at least the first quarter of a second movie up here. The movie got too long and we couldn't do that. So I think I ended it at the perfect spot. And the other thing is, if this movie does well, like, I don't know, like, I want to tell more of the story, but at the same time, like, I see a lot of other movies. Like, I'm not like ignorant to the fact that so many movies have been ruined by trying to make a sequel that just did not do justice to the original. So I don't know. There's a lot of reasons, like the main one being Indy is not with us any longer. He left us last year, and he had a pretty integral role in this movie. And I don't know what I would do, you know, like I don't know. Yeah, I just decided at the last minute to do a short live. I don't know how long we've been on right now. Over an hour. Okay, yeah, that's not very short, but I had some hot cocoa to warm me up down here since it's nice and cold. This is freezing cold now. It is not hot. By the way, if you're wondering what kind of hot chocolate it was Nibmore. Nibmore, which is behind the green screen. The documentary, yes, I know, yes. I've got a lot of behind the scenes for this movie too, by the way. And Craig's gonna be there at the premiere, and I tried to get some people that I know to do photography, and they declined. But Craig, you know, me and Craig always help each other out. Like, if he needed me to do like photography, I would do it for him, and if I need him to do it, he does it for me. And we both have the same, you know, this exclusion that we always say. We're like, okay, you know, I'm not a professional photographer, but I know how to use the camera. I'm capable of taking decent pictures. He says the same thing to me. He goes, I'm not a professional photographer, but I'll do the job for you. And that's all, you know, that's great. Like, hey, that's awesome. Just, you know, like, I know that you can make sure things aren't going to be blurry. And one of his employees said that they would come and film it. So I would love to film this for behind the scenes footage, and also maybe, you know, just putting it out there on the YouTube channel so you guys can see how the premiere of my movie went. Tommy, are you gonna make your way down here for the premiere? Yeah, but technically the definition of veganism is non-human animals. Non-human animals. Humans can think for themselves, reason for themselves, make their own free will choices. And unfortunately, animals aren't always in the same boat. Tommy, I messaged you on Facebook. So I don't know if you got it. It sounds like you did not get it, Tommy. Here it is, Tommy. Okay, Tommy, I just sent that to you, so, on Facebook. Couldn't Zeke be in the next movie? No, Zeke is kind of a spaz. I mean, he's really relaxed and cool, like, like in a setting where, like right now. But if he's in a setting where like there's people around, there's cameras around, he's not. No, he doesn't listen to anybody. Have I tried the new chunk vegan steak? No, I haven't heard of it. And that's the other thing. I'm going to be out of the loop on what, all the new vegan products because Expo West is coming up in like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I'm not going to make it again this year. I'm so bummed. I used to always go to the expo. Hopefully next year I will be there. Hopefully I will be, my movie will be out. It'll have done well, and I'll be working on another movie, and I'll be able to go out there and have fun at the expo. But right now, can't. Okay, yeah. So I know we've been talking about the movie the majority of this stream. Anything else we need to talk about? I got this warm hat on. It's cold. It keeps me warm. Keeps me warm. Do you guys want to hear a funny story? It's kind of a funny story. I mean, I don't think she's watching this. I mean, okay, so like I did, I posted a picture long time ago, probably 2016, of me and John in the kitchen cooking, and I was wearing this hat, and I got a comment from a blue check person on Instagram saying like, it's never okay to promote veganism while you're wearing fur. And I was like, what in the world? And I looked, and it was do you guys know who Jade Nicole was? So Jade Nicole wrote that to me. So I made a whole video saying like, like it should let you know by the name of my Instagram handle, the vegan zombie. And I made a whole video about like, wearing this, and like I had a nice pair of boots and like a vegan leather belt. And like, I think it's good because it's like, some people might be like, well, it's not good because it looks like, it looks like fur. And it's like, no, I think the opposite, because if we're vegans, we should be able to do all the things and not be able to hurt animals. So like the fact that I'm wearing this and it looks nice, it's warm, it does what it's supposed to do, and it's not hurting any animals because it's completely vegan, like that should be a nice promotion that people don't need to wear fur. Just like, hey, I got a pair of vegan boots that they look and they hold up just as well as leather do, and they really do, because I've had them for like since 2000, it's 15 years now, and I still wear them. Steel toe vegan boots. Same with like belts and stuff, like why is it okay to wear like vegan leather shoes, like, like a vegan leather and vegan, but it's not okay to wear something like this? It's like, it doesn't, like it's contradicting, So I made that video, and then years later, I go out to California and I meet with this guy that owns some vegan restaurants that I did some work for, and he also makes movies. And I was like, oh my God, I'm making a movie. So I went to his $1 million mansion. We hung out, and I was asking him like all these questions, like what I can do. And he goes, how about we go down to my restaurant tonight? I'll invite a bunch of like people that you can mingle with for your movie, like people that, like act and that have really, a lot of Instagram followers, like that can help promote this and stuff like that. So I go there, and the first person he introduces me to goes, hi, this is Jade Nicole. And I'm like, hi, how are you? And like, I don't know if she remembered who I was or whatever, but like, she was really cool. Like we hung out, her and her friend Tina, and I'm pretty introverted and shy. So it was really hard for me to go around, introduce myself to other people that were there. I did get to meet a few people, but like for the most part, me and the guy that I was also there with a couple of people that were going to help direct my movie. Back then they ended up not, I went with somebody else, but at the time it was us three, and then Jade and her friend Tina. And we just kind of like hung out at one table, eating all the vegan food, and they were really cool. So I don't know if she remembered right in that comment. If she did, she didn't say anything. I didn't say anything either. And then she also owns a vegan restaurant down there called Sugar Taco, and she invited us to go check out that. So a couple days later, we went there. We did a video there, and yeah, it was cool. So yeah, she was really cool. But I thought that was funny. You remember that every time I wear this hat, you think of that. I love this hat. It's like, I tried to buy several other ones like this, and none of them are as good as this one. This is my favorite one. I don't know. It's just, it's warm. It's quality. It's vegan. I'm lucky I haven't lost it. You know how many things I've lost over the moving and all that stuff? Yeah, but it's also a talking point. If somebody says something, it's like, hey, like this is, you can talk to somebody about like, hey, it's okay to do this, like this is vegan. This is showing people that there are alternatives, that you don't have to wear fur. You don't have to wear leather. You don't, I mean, you could go that road too and say we shouldn't wear anything like that. But I think as long as something's vegan, we're allowed to do we're express ourselves however we want. I'm not going to tell somebody what they can wear. And I'm not going to sit there and let somebody else tell me what I should or what I can and can't wear. I mean, that's fascism. It does. It's definitely not. Like, if you feel it, it's definitely like, I'm not sure what it is, cotton or whatever it is, but it's not, definitely not fur. Yeah, same here. Actually, I got to say, I don't know. Does this happen to anybody else? I almost said the same thing. I almost agreed with you, but for the most part, like, especially having up until last year, I had 2 dogs, 2 German Shepherds that shed so much, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something magical or it's only for owners of German Shepherds or whatever. But even though he sheds everywhere and there's fur everywhere, it's like, it never gets on me. It doesn't get on my clothes. It just doesn't get on me. I don't know. I think I'm immune. You don't think it looks like fur? Yeah, I mean, I guess somebody that doesn't really know fur, like real fur, they probably wouldn't know the difference. Somebody that does could know right off the bat that it's not fur. Well, that's why I push the envelope. That's why I'll wear this. And if somebody starts a conversation with me and I'll also, I think I've heard this before. I don't agree. So I've heard this before, but I love wearing camouflage. And a lot of people say, well, that's hunter stuff. And it's yeah, hunters wear camouflage, true, but that doesn't mean it's exclusive to hunters. And if I can wear something with camouflage and have somebody start a conversation with me, then I'll be like, oh no, no, this is vegan. I'm vegan. Yeah, you don't own camouflage just because you're a hunter, or so. I've worn camouflage since I was a little kid. I love camouflage. I had somebody actually come up to me at a veg fest early on when the Vegan Zombie was, 3 or 4 years old. And she came up to me and she looked at my shirt, and it was my Zombie Crew shirt, which had 2 rifles go like that. And she goes, what's the rifle thing? And I'm like, oh, it's just, it's a make-believe channel about, a zombie apocalypse, and we're surviving, making vegan, we're making it fun, to make vegan food. And, I love zombies. I love horror movies. And she goes, I think it's counter productive. And and it, like it's not vegan and you shouldn't have guns there. And I'm like, what? I go, like when I've, like at the time, I'm like, when I've got hundreds of people, thousands of subscribers and hundreds of people telling me that my channel helped them go vegan, and you're telling me that this is not vegan, what I'm doing, like, get out of here. Get out of here. Race, shut up. It is too. Camouflage isn't vegan or not vegan, bruh. Well, yeah. Well, there you go. That means Trinidad, you're not free to do as you don't have your First Amendment right like you do here in the United States. You go there, you wear camouflage, you just saying you're going to get arrested. Like, we have the freedom to wear whatever we want here, So, anyway, I wish this hot cocoa wasn't cold, and I wish it was water. But then if it was water, I wish it was cold. Just saying. Exactly, Luna Kit. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't like. Yeah. What is A44? That's my new movie coming out. Premiere next month. A44 is the Vegan Zombie movie. No, I'll just say what's on my mind, and I'll say it unapologetically. It's not streaming. It's not streaming right now. We're going to do a premiere at a local movie theater, and we'll see what happens after that. And then we're supposed to do a West Coast premiere in April, and then I want to, because we don't have a distributor at the moment, so I want to upload it to like Amazon Prime, Apple TV, YouTube, all those. Not like as a YouTube video, but like movie to buy. So it'll be available to rent or to purchase. So it's not like streaming for free on like Prime or Netflix or anything like that. I've had, I mean, no, I don't. I mean, I've had like actual camouflage, military camouflage pants that I wore when I was younger, because my friends' parents were in the military and they got them for us on the base, and that's probably But no, I've never been a hunter. I've never gone hunting. Yeah. So I've just had like camouflage since I was a little kid. I remember I like to play military. I like to play G.I. Joe and stuff. So I had like military like clothes, and like I love like movie like shows like the A-Team, growing up in the 80s and stuff. So, and I was a Cub Scout too. So like all my friends, we were into that stuff. So it was more like, we would play Army and military and stuff. So we'd watch like Rambo and stuff like that. So I had like camouflage shirts and hats. Like I had a camouflage hat that I always wore, and I have one now, but like I think it's in storage. I don't know. I like camouflage. Yeah. When I was real little, I did go fishing. I went to a fishing derby and stuff like that, but I didn't ever want to eat the fish, and I didn't like it altogether. It was kind of gross putting a worm on a hook, and yeah. But yeah, I did fish when I was little, when I was a Cub Scout and stuff. But more often than not, like I had an aquarium at home where I saved, maybe not saved, but like I had all kinds of, I had crayfish and snails and fish and all kinds of things. Like I loved animals. Yeah. Said like Mr. T. Yeah, I don't really put too much thought into it because I'm not a hunter. So like, if I like something, um, I'll get it. Like I bought some camouflage hoodies and I printed the vegan zombie on those. Like I think those look really cool. Um, so I have some camouflage hoodies. I got some camouflage pants, but I will never wear them together. It's either the pants and something else, or the hoodie and like a different. Because I won't be totally camouflaged. Like that's a little tacky. Fishing derby was like, I think it was like the little town that I would live in, and they'd have this little pond, and one day out of the year everybody would come over there and they would have a contest who caught the biggest fish and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, we're talking 40 years ago. What's my favorite animal? My favorite animal was Indy, my German Shepherd. You hunt for deals? Yeah, I'm always trying to hunt for deals. You still like that Rider's outfit? What do you mean, Rider's outfit? My favorite animal species? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I like my dog. Maybe German Shepherd. I don't know. Dog. I mean, there's some unique species out there that I think are really cool and stuff. But like, I don't know off the top of my head because like, if I think of one, there's probably a million other ones I'm not even thinking of. Maybe a chupacabra. I think I had a dream about a chupacabra the other day. It was a different world in the 80s, yes. Yeah, things were definitely different then than they are now. So, like, yeah, you can't really judge on that because the time, like, Among the Pines, thank you again for that super chat. Appreciate that. Like, I was thinking this not too long ago. I was telling one of my friends, but thinking about when I was a little kid is like, it brings me back to a time that it is so foreign to what the world is like today. Because I remember, being a little kid in the 70s and then growing up in the 80s and 90s. And it's like a world so different than what it was. And it was real. I mean, it was real to me because like I lived it. I remember it. I remember those times. And it's crazy because like it's gone forever. That nostalgia is gone forever. We can never go back to those times. They're gone, and we're lucky that we got to be there. We're lucky, like, especially, generations like we're like the last generation pretty much to know what it was like before cell phones and the times of the internet and stuff like that. We were there for both of it. We were there before and we were there as it came in to the beginning, and we're still here now as we've like progressed like infinitely since where we came from. So it's a weird feeling thinking about how things were back then. It's a nice thought. It's a nice feeling thinking about that, but it's gone forever. Like there's no way it's gone. Like people born today will never experience how things were before the age of technology that we're in now. It's weird. I'm glad to be born when I was, although I still wish I could live for another 150 years, but maybe we can. What do I feed my dogs? I make homemade dog food and I mix it with a little bit of vegan kibble. And they were both very healthy, very healthy. Indy was healthy until his legs gave out. Other than that, he was still healthy. He lived to be 13 and a half for a German Shepherd. Never really had to go to the vet. Zeke is he's doing great, and he's, I make him his own food. He loves sweet potatoes, carrots, very healthy dogs. The movie is not out yet. We're the days are counting down. Less than a month for the premiere. Yes, I believe that too. The people in their 20s have been robbed of maybe not a good life, but a life like, I mean, so much is different. Like the communities were like friends and neighbors. Like we were like so close back then. Whereas now it's like, I don't know any neighbors. Like I don't even want to answer the door, Like we would run to the telephone to answer it back then. Like, hello, I want to get it. Now it's like, oh, someone's calling me. Silence. Yes, Jeremy, there was more magic to things, and things felt more special. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, cell phones were not a thing. Like I remember when I was in like 8th grade, there was a rich kid in our school, and he had one of those. Did I just change colors? He had one of those like Zach Morris cell phones that you would carry around over, like it was huge. You carried it around like in like a duffel bag, and a big duffel bag had like a cell phone. And yeah. What's going on here? I don't like that. It's like this is the problem that, like there. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. What's going to happen here? Boom, boom, boom. Are we better or worse? So Weaving, you have an indie too. Oh my God, I hate this. It's my camera. Someday I will have a system that doesn't do this. The good thing is I've loved making videos and movies since I was a little kid. So I have old footage that I kept. I've got so many like old VHS tapes and high 8 tapes with lots of footage on it. And I promise you, when I'm done with this movie, I will digitize these onto my computer. It's a project that I want. I've already digitized like a lot of stuff, old movies that my dad took, before and while I was a little kid. And I would love to do some videos where like I could tell a story and actually show the footage. That would be sweet. I could probably put that stuff on Instagram and get a pretty good views on there, because I feel like people love that kind of stuff that's not easily obtainable. Now, okay, this stupid camera here is really, look at what it's doing. It's just really making my day like not good, and I didn't even do anything to it. I had a pager too. 243-2428. Oh, and you know what? Like when you'd call the pager and you could like record what you wanted to say, like, hey, it's Chris. Give me a call. I don't know, whatever. I'm not here. Give me a page and I'll call you back, whatever. I still remember what mine said. I recorded Brad Pitt from Interview with the Vampire. So when you called my number, it would go, so what do? I'm a vampire. Beep, beep, beep. Stupid, but that was my... Yeah, that's weird, Tommy, that people are like that. That people, there's no like socialization like there used to be. And when there is, when everybody's like actually hanging out with everybody, everyone's like this. Mm-hmm. Did you listen to one thing I said? No, wait, okay, what'd you say? Oh, wait, did I just get a text? That's how everybody is. I mean, that's the world we live in. It's nice to be able to have a conversation with another human without, and I'm guilty of it too, you know, like, I mean, I might be, but like, it is nice to have that, you know, it's almost like, I always think about, cause like my channel's like, zombies and stuff. And like, I always say like secretively, would I be happy with a zombie apocalypse? Like yes and no, like, no, but secretively, maybe. Yeah. I always like, oh, I would totally survive this. And, it might be actually cool. Okay. No more cell phones. That's okay. I'm ready. A lot of people used to do the produce. They would act like they answered the phone, hello, and then somebody would start talking. You'd be like, hello, you've reached my voicemail. Please leave a message. I do remember payphones. I had a dialer. I think I still have it, but if anybody knows does anybody know what a dialer is? Sorry, that was like, I can say it now. Okay, I don't care. I mean, they're illegal. They're illegal. They were illegal. I don't think that they're anything now. Do I have an idea? Lindsay wants to know if I have an idea for another movie I would like to make. Yes, I have an idea. I've got a couple movies, but I have an idea for the sequel to this, A44. That is what I would most likely go ahead and do if given the chance. But what I won't do, okay, so here it is. I've said this. I'm going to say it publicly. I learned a lot. I did this movie. I worked my butt off for over 3 years now, more than full-time hours, and I didn't pay myself a single penny. So I will never do this again. I will never, if there isn't a budget for me to get paid to do work, I won't do it again, because I got myself into a pretty bad financial situation right now. So I can only hope that the movie does something well where I don't have to go back and work at Target or something after completing something as cool as making a movie. But I won't work for free again. I did that for the last 3 years because I was so passionate about it. But if there's ever another movie for me, there's got to be a proper budget, and everybody needs to be paid, because there were a few volunteers that helped out as well without getting paid. So can't let that happen again. So it depends. Like, if we don't get funded for another movie, like a proper funding to make a movie, which usually happens if you can prove that you can make one movie, because what I'm told by one of my consultants is that, like, he keeps giving me words of encouragement. Chris, he says to me, Chris, you've done what 99.999% of people have not done. You made a feature movie, and just showing that you did that, and it came out really good, and all this, like, you have a high chance of somebody believing in you enough to give you a budget to do another movie. Know you can get this done and do another movie. And if that's the case, that would be awesome. If not, and people love this movie, let's just put it out that way. Let's say all of you guys really love this movie and you really want a part 2, and we decide to do another Kickstarter, but we need way more than we got for the first one. Maybe enough people that love the first one would come together And, we would hopefully raise enough money for like a properly done movie, which would probably still be in the low budget area, but a lot easier for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really had to, figure things out with the budget that we had. And unfortunately, I had to take no pay in order to do that. Hopefully I won't have to work for Target again. I worked for them like 20 years ago. I was a executive of security. They call it assets protection. Fruit Bat Yogi, yes, I think so too. If you can prove yourself on the first one, hopefully it opens doors for the second one, because people want to get behind something that they know is going to be successful. Like, nobody knows who I am for this one. Nobody wanted to really get involved, so it's like, I don't blame them. Yeah. See, my camera is glitching out on me. I think this was a properly, well, maybe I got to change the title of the stream, talking about A44. At least I have the thumbnail. It's correct. Well, I always like coming on here and talking about the movie. It's only going to be a few more weeks before I can, do the premiere and talk about the movie even more. And maybe even some of you on the stream will have seen it there at the premiere with me. If you're in the Syracuse area, I know a lot of people are going to be traveling here. So like that goes to show how much people really want to see this. So a good hour before the glitch. I don't know what it is. I bought a new cord. I bought a new, it's my camera. It's the port on my camera. Sony A7 III. Just giving me problems. See, it's doing it. It's like I'm turning into a Smurf. Like, what's going on? This looks like a horror movie, doesn't it? It's like, what's going on? What is going on? I can deactivate and reactivate. Like, what the heck? It's really not the best when people are watching this. Hopefully the sound is good though. I would love for that. I would love for that. I would love for this movie to do well and to, I'm not getting any younger. So what I'm saying is I would love to make more movies, and I would like to do it sooner than later. So like the success of this movie pretty much rides on what I'm going to be doing later on, because I can't do this again. I do not have a space heater. No. Only, yeah, I've heard somebody say that too. Like only like fans, like house cooling fan. Look at that. It's like it doesn't even like me. It's like this is it. It's like, okay, let's turn me into like a pixel. Come on. It's just it won't stop. I don't know what's going on here. Like maybe it's telling me we're done. We're done for the night. I was willing to go for a little bit longer, but like, what is going on here? This isn't cool. Let me try to unplug it, plug it back in. I don't know. Activate. Okay, we gotta move that over. I don't know. I'm not even gonna touch that. How do I keep ticks off Zeke? He's got a Seresto collar and it seems to work. Good night. Good night, Melissa. Hope all your dreams. Thank you. I am proud of the work. Yes, I am proud of it. And I just can't wait to share it with you guys. I really can't. You're staying alive to see this movie. I'm glad. I want you to see this movie. There's a lot of snow out there. I mean, it's getting pretty deep. And before I came down here to do this, it was snowing outside here again. Yeah, I know. I got to blow on the cartridge. It's funny because my friend just sent me a video like that today, blowing on the Legend of Zelda cartridge. I know. I keep smurfing out. Seresto. I've seen Excalibur. Long time ago, though. Doesn't seem to. Doesn't seem to have any side effects, and it's better than, like, it's the only thing that's really. I used to spray them down too with like eucalyptus spray, but that seems to do the job because I don't have to give them like a pill or anything like that. And there was a lot of ticks at the last place I lived at. I personally had 3 on me throughout that time, and they would have ticks on them all the time, and I haven't seen a tick on them, or at least on Zeke for a while. So yeah, it seems to work. And they say that they only work for like, I don't know, 4 to 6 months, and I just kept it on them for like 2 years, and it still works. So I think they just want you to buy new ones. Yeah, ticks creep me out. Like, I was always in the woods as a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s. I'd never even seen a tick. And then, all of a sudden, probably 8 or 9 years ago, I started seeing, like, I had a tick on me, and, like, all of a sudden, ticks everywhere. I've had, like, 4 ticks on me in the last 8 years. Disgusting. They really are. Yes, they are. Oh, and they're so tiny, and like I'm like, I can feel any little thing on me. They're so microscopic, and I could always feel them on me. And I'd like pull it off, and I'd be like, "Oh, there's a tick." The thing is, it takes them a while to get on, so I can hold them like that for a second, because I don't want it to like fall back into the couch or in the rug. So I'll take it over, and I'll just like, oh, disgusting. Vegan blood must taste better. Probably, but I try not to let them bite me. The only time they've ever bitten me was when I was sleeping. I'd wake up and I'd be like, what the heck? Oh my God, I got a tick on me. Vampire. Yeah, you know what? You know where I got a tick the first time ever was Beaver Lake. Going around Beaver Lake. Tick. Took a video of it too. TikTok. We're talking about the TikTok right now. The TikTok. The real TikTok. So anyway, we talked about the movie. Is that it? Does anybody have any questions more about the movie? I want to put together like a whole behind the scenes video for it. I want there to be DVDs, like Blu-rays, that you can buy of the movie. Yeah, those pair. Yes, I know. They live to take from you. Blu-ray with commentary and behind the scenes, take my money now. I did a commentary for the trailer and it was fun. Just imagine doing that for the actual movie, where you get to hear all the behind the scenes as we watch the movie. The book Bitten? No, I don't think I've heard about that. Is there going to be a cute cow in the movie? Maybe if you look very carefully. I could sell the soundtrack for downloads. I don't know if I can do that. When you can pre-order the movie, yes. I will let everybody know when you can do that. I'm going to put a pre-order for the t-shirts and hoodies very soon. So maybe I'll do another live stream letting you guys know what it's going to look like and all that stuff. When I think the props or things end up in a museum one day, what do you think the most interesting prop or artifact? For me, it would be probably Indy's collar. But second would probably be A44. And that's all I can say. I don't want to give anything away. You know what I want to do? I don't know if this is stupid or not. I think it's fun, whatever. I'm getting posters printed, and I was thinking that it might be fun, depending on how many of the cast show up to the premiere, because I haven't seen them. I've seen like a couple of them, but most of them, the last time I saw them was when we ended the movie. So if they all decide to show up, then we could all sign a few posters. So there's a couple posters that have everyone's signature. And then we could like raffle it off or give it away for charity. I don't even know. It's probably not worth anything, but it still might be fun just to do it, you know? Just get a few of those. I would like one. I would like one with everybody's signature that I could frame and just say like, that's my A44, you know? That would be fun. And the posters that I'm getting printed currently, I'm currently having this one right here. So that's the poster that I'm printing right now. So that would likely be the one that we would all sign. I don't know. I think it would be fun. I think that would be fun. Who's my favorite cartoon dog? Indy. Somebody reached out to me 2017, and she cartoonized people's dogs. And she reached out to me, and she made a cartoon dog of Indy. So yeah, he's a cartoon dog technically. I used to watch a lot of Scooby-Doo when I was little. It would always make me hungry to go make like a really big sandwich and tie it down. Sign poster, great idea. Yeah, I think so too. Maybe I could do like a raffle, like lotto, like I got like little raffle tickets. I don't, probably somewhere in my storage unit. But I could sell those or something and then like raffle it off at the end, and somebody can win like a poster with everybody's signature. That would be fun. Do I think I can live without a pet? I mean, I did for many years. Yeah. Yeah, when you're used to living with a pet and then all of a sudden you come home and they're not there, there's like a deafening silence that you can feel that's just, yeah, they're not going to be with us forever. So it's sad, like you want to spend time with them and, they're always happy to see you. And yeah, Mike, we actually did do a video with the Scooby. I was actually looking at that thumbnail earlier today. That's weird that you said that. But yeah, I did me and Craig and John did a Scooby sandwich. Or was it just me and John? I think it was all three of us. I don't remember. But yeah, Scooby sandwich. We made a big Scooby sandwich. You're making me want to do that again right now. My toes are cold. It's really cold in here. I feel like my computer's happy though, because it's not going to overheat, Graven, good night. I guess I missed it, but I see other people saying good night. Good night, Graven. We've been on here for 2 hours, haven't we? I get on here and I'm like, oh, we're only going to do this for a little bit. What time is it even? It is, for me, it's 9:45 on a Friday night. I don't really do anything on a Friday night anyway, so this is good, right? Working on a video, working on the event for the premiere. So you're somewhere in the mid USA, 2 hours behind. Not quite on the West Coast. Where's that, like Montana or something? Down around that area? Up around 2 p.m. there? 2 p.m. on a nice Australian day. Arizona. There you go, Arizona. That's right. Ugh. Definitely south of Montana. Mike is living in the future because it's not 2 o'clock like earlier today. It's 2 o'clock tomorrow. 2 o'clock tomorrow. I don't know if I could ever fly that far to go into the future. It is always now. Now is now. As soon as you want it to be tomorrow, as soon as it becomes tomorrow, it's actually now. And it's not tomorrow. It's now. It already happened. It already happened, and that's that. Things that happen things that are, things that were, and some things that have not yet come to pass. You're here in upstate New York with no running water because the pipes keep freezing. You got to put it on. You got to keep that little drip, drip, drip going. No running water. That sounds like you need to... you're like back in the 1400s. You got to go get a pot of snow and melt it. But it's probably not good snow like it was in the 1400s. It's probably all contaminated. What's the last concert? I do know the answer to that. I don't like going out really to concerts because like I'm very like I'm a little bit agoraphobic, but I will go if it's like my favorite band in the whole world, which I did, which was June 24th, 2023. And I went to see The Cure, which are my favorite band. You got to stir up a pot of snow. But that's not good if your water's not working. It's really cold out too. Like, what's the coldness? Let's see what the coldness is. What is it? What is it? It's pretty cold out. 17. It's 17 degrees here. And if you live in upstate New York, I'm not too far from you. Good night, Moon. Mooin, not Moon. Mooin. When you studied history in college, you didn't mean to live it so realistically. We're living in the history, you know? Sometimes I like to have a nice bowl of medieval soup with some medieval bread and go medieval on that dinner. It's probably the same coldness where you live. Probably the same temperature. Give or take a few degrees. I have to decide if I want to go to Wegmans after this or not. What time is this? 10 o'clock? Do I want to go to Wegmans or not? Like, I kind of do. But also my toes are cold. So I don't know what to do. Well, we'll be doing another live stream, probably at Craig's house if he doesn't cancel again next week. We did last one at John's house. We got to see John's house for the first time. That was my first time ever there. A lot of synchronicities going on that night. If I'm going to Wags, can I pick up a couple things for you? Depends what you want, and it depends if I want the same thing, because I'll pick them up and then I'll probably eat them or drink them. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Like, my car does have nice heat, so I could get in my car and be like, okay, now I'm nice and warm, whereas I'm not really nice and warm right now. Well, actually, I'm fine. It's just my toes are cold right now. So, but I got a few videos that I'm editing right now that I'll be posting soon. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, Lace Rever. What's a good movie? What's a good movie to watch? Anybody? I don't even know if I'm going. I don't know. You know, they stopped selling those burgers that I really like, the Wegmans burgers that I was telling everybody that I loved. They haven't had them for like months at any Wegmans. They did have a bunch of stuff that was going on clearance that was very cheap, like some soups, vegan soups from Upton's, vegan mac and cheese for really cheap, and vegan jerky for really cheap. They had the Louisville, the Noble, and the Craze. And there's a few other things too. Really cheap stuff. Sometimes I like to go there and find those deals, but then at the same time I'm sad because that just means that they're getting rid of these vegan things. But at the same time, they were probably too expensive in the first place anyway, so I'd never get them. Some things are just ridiculous expensive that I can't. I don't know how some of these companies make money selling things for like, $12, $13 for, I don't know. I've never done DoorDash. I've witnessed DoorDash, but I've never done it. 2012 is always an exciting movie. Maybe a little bit less exciting than 2012, but still like Shadow of the Moon on Netflix, a time travel movie. I love time travel movies. Shadow of the Moon. You know what? I'm just going to write it down because I'll probably just be like, wait, what movie did he want me to watch? Shadow of the Vampire. I mean, it could be. I don't think that's the case because I noticed they did that in 3 different Wegmans, so they're probably doing it in all the Wegmans. You're Waiting to Wait, Daredevil Born Again, coming out March 1st. New Fantastic Four, coming out in the summer. I would watch those for $1. The Interview with the Vampire series. See, I want to watch that, but I don't. Like, I can't afford to get another streaming service, so. Things I have Netflix, which they just upped the price, or they're going to up the price. Netflix, I've had it forever, since they used to mail you stuff. Amazon Prime, Disney, just because I never canceled it, and because there was a package for Hulu for $2 a month, I got Hulu. So I have Hulu, Disney, Prime, and Netflix. That's what I have. Oh yeah, Fruit Bat. There's a lot of vegan companies that are completely, they'll have vegan products, but it's not about veganism for them. I mean, they're making vegan products, but it's about the money. I mean, most businesses are, they have to make money or they don't have a business. So, but like, I've got a problem when companies can no longer label something vegan. They're saying plant-based, and to me, plant-based is not the same as vegan. So it's like, if you have a vegan product, please, for the love of vegans having to look stuff up, just put it, even if you want to put it down at the bottom really small because you don't care about us, just do that, because it's so much easier than for us to be like, hey, I just want to know, is your vitamin D3 vegan? Oh, you don't know? Can you check for me, please? Oh, you have a product and you don't know what's in it? Wait, are you really telling me you sell a product that you don't know what you're putting in it? Can I talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about? Thank you. Oh, wait, they hung up? Come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Interesting side note, Shadow of the Moon is a 42 production, so A44 isn't the only production company with similarities to your title. I don't get it. What is the similarity with 42 production? You're rewatching Scandal. I never saw Scandal. I started watching a show last night that after I finished the first episode, it got like interesting, and like I want to watch the rest of them. I don't know if you guys have started, like, it's called Apple Cider Vinegar. What's up, Coughlin? You only miss like everything talking about the movie. By the way, this is Coughlin. He plays one of the main characters in the movie A44. We've talked about the premiere, the movie, everything so much for like at least an hour and a half. We're kind of winding down right now, but just some ideas about the premiere, and which, by the way, you're gonna make the premiere, aren't you? You already know the date, so you don't have to say it in chat, but Yeah. So like I think the week after that you're gonna be doing some shows with what's his name again? The guy from American Pie is good friends with Ryan, and they're gonna be doing a show here in Syracuse. When is it? The March 23rd, something like that. Yeah, Thomas Ian Nicholas. That's right. So yeah, that's pretty cool that you get to do that and everything. And the week before, well, I pretty much just tell everybody when the premiere is going to be. Anyway, yeah, I was thinking I'm getting some posters printed, from the people that you, hooked me up with. And I'm also going to be printing some, t-shirts and apparel and stuff through my people. And I was thinking, I think this will be, it'd be stupid not to do. I think it'd just be fun. But what do you think? Like some of the, like maybe a few of these posters will get whoever shows up is from the cast. I don't know who's going to show up and who's not, but hopefully we can get a good majority of the cast to show up, and we could all sign a few of the posters, and we could do like a giveaway for one of the posters with everybody's signature. And I know that I want one to like, frame and hang up. That would be cool. Idiocracy. You always say that though. Like I've seen it a few times, but I just saw it recently a few years ago, so I don't need to see that again. Make sure Coughlin's t-shirt says A44 starring Coughlin. The Coughlin t-shirt. A44. Oh, and then I was saying what shirts we're gonna, like the poster you see right now. That's what I'm gonna put in the post. That's my favorite poster. But as far as the t-shirts go, we're gonna use that just because I think it'll blend in better with like a black t-shirt. The credits are not going to be in it, just the A44. It's going to be a little bit bigger. What do you think about that? Although I don't know. I think it looks the best to be on a t-shirt, but like, do I really want my face on a t-shirt? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just don't like I don't like how my other shirts turned out that were rectangles. So, I don't know. Wait, make sure Coughlin's, he's trying to get distribution. Yeah, so real life Inception, Beaches, boom. Well, I know the movie Inception. I know the movie Beaches, but what is boom? Whew. Yeah, and we were talking about doing commentary too, like watching the movie, doing a commentary, and making a DVD for that. Like all the good stuff. We want to get it out there. We want the movie to get out there. We want people to see the movie. It's been long enough, We filmed this almost 3 years ago. We want people to see this movie. It can't come soon enough. And I'm excited for the premiere to come. And I will be doing some live streams, talking to everybody after the fact. You said beaches instead of Oh, that's the other thing I said. And you can vouch for this because, like, you remember when we were on set, we were filming. And originally, I kind of had the idea that, like, oh, I want little kids to be able to see this. I'm like, and then I remember you did a line and you dropped the F-bomb. And I'm like, okay, let's do that scene again. And don't say the F word. And you're like, what the So you're like, fine, you did it again. You didn't say the F word. And then when I was editing and everything, I'm like, yeah, we need the F word in there. Like the other one doesn't sound right. But my intentions were whole, like, but yeah, you can't do a horror movie like that. There's not like a ton of, cussing in the movie, but we say it when we need to, which in a way you don't really hear it through the whole movie. So when we do say it, it kind of like, I think that one scene, I won't say it, but the one scene where you like come to a realization and say it, I think that's like, it's kind of funny. Like it's got some kind of comedy. Mystery Science Theater. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be funny. There's no reality with zombies and no F-bombs. If you go to the premiere, you get to sign a 1x1 limited edition poster only signed by you. I'll make a poster like that, Tommy. It'll be a poster of you, your scene. You're technically in 2 scenes. You're walking into the place that you end up, and then you're where you end up. And you were lucky enough to get a line. I gave you a line. Not of Coke, but... Okay, yeah. You can tell me another time. Sounds pretty interesting. All in all, like I'm happy. I'm happy with the movie. I really am. I can't wait to show people. And it's only a few more weeks away too. So like that's the other good thing. It's less than a month away. I know. You haven't seen it on the big screen. That's the other thing. I can say this because he told me this, but so I'll just tell you. So I let Coughlin see the movie, him and another character from my movie. We watched it at my other house before I moved out, and what made me feel good afterwards is he called me afterwards and he was like, he said that, yeah, we were driving home, we were talking, we were both like, wow, that came out way better than we thought. Like, so, I mean, that's a pretty good compliment. No, I'm not giving away any details about the movie. I'm just saying what you guys said. And I don't, like, I hope that's not like hyping it up too much, because like it still is a low budget movie, but a micro budget movie. But that made me feel good. It did. Because we did, like, I mean, we can't deny I had a lot of problems. There was a lot of problems. Everything that could go wrong pretty much went wrong. So, a few people said that too. I mean, Jane said it. Jane said it on the podcast. She said, I got to say, I didn't have high hopes for this. And then I saw it and I was amazed. I was blown away. I was like, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, we're blown away by what you were able to do with what you had. 100% believe you'll get distro. Just got to get there. Yes, I believe so too. Like, I mean, I told you what our plan was, and hopefully once we do that, somebody will come to us and say, hey, we want to pick you up. Because again, like, as well as I know, like, I'll say it again, this is a movie that I don't think anybody's, except for the people that are on this live stream. But other than that, like, I don't think anybody's looking for. Nobody's looking for A44. It probably doesn't even sound enticing to most people. But once they see it, That's the thing that people are going to be like, wow, that was actually pretty good, because so many movies. Here's the thing: so many movies these days, and I'm talking about high budget movies, low budget movies, everything that I'm seeing. You see a movie and it's like, oh, that could have been good, but the end kind of lost me. It's like I feel like this is a movie where we have a strong ending, which you don't see that much these days. So we have a good story too, but that's where we pick up on the slack of like not really having, a budget. So you'll absolutely be able to tell that it's low budget, but hopefully the story, pulls you in and, keeps you for the whole entirety of the movie. So yeah. So what we really need is for somebody, either a big distro to like really, put us out there, or for some big news or like something big to like put us out there, like a big horror, page, or, even like I see on like just, Google News sometimes will have like, oh, the new zombie movie that you gotta see, like something like that, where people will be like, oh, let me check that out. Super micro budget, from the heart, gotta see it. Oh yeah, I've heard of Film Threat from way back in the day. Um, yeah, I followed, what was it, Indiegogo, and also Film Riot was one of the first channels I subscribed to back when I created this channel. Yeah, yeah. Terrifier 1 was done on a smaller budget than this. Terrifier 2 was also crowdfunded and got like 3 times what we have. Still low budget. And then they killed it after that. Like they made millions on part 2, and now it's just like it. What did the last I heard, they made 67 million on Terrifier 3, which is a world record for an unrated movie. Like I could only hope that, that we did as good as like they did on part 2, or even like half of that or a quarter of that, just something to get us to be able to do like a second movie. Like I would love to keep doing this rather than be like, well, that was my one time, attempt at making a movie. And like, I want to keep doing this. I want to get better. I want to get better in every area. I want to get better at, directing, at, like at acting, everything that I got to experience. I want to do better and keep doing it. Yeah, and he also did Meet the Feebles, which seemed pretty low budget, and then Dead Alive, the most gory film, and then he went straight to Lord of the Rings. Well, I mean, he did a few in between, but yeah. What's considered low budget? Isn't something like 5 million and under low budget, or at least 1.5 million? So we were micro budget because we didn't even have like 100 grand. We had yeah. I think I still have the original Meet the Feebles VHS. But yeah, we got a lot to look forward to. We just got to do it like the right way, you know? Yeah. Yeah, very micro, unfortunately. But at least it gave us something to be able to make the movie. The biggest expense was, paying the cast and crew, you know? Time for a chocolate bar? Well, I could. I mean, we got VEGO right here. Yeah, I always have my hair thing on here. Did I have any stuffed animals growing up? Did I? Yes. But I had a stuffed clown from when I was born, and I still have it now. It's really seen its days. It's packed away somewhere, but his name was Buddy, which is funny because they made one, you know, like probably 15 or so years later called My Buddy. Ryan, no, I have not told the cast other than you about the date. I made an update for the Kickstarter people yesterday, and I gave them a deadline of the 25th. So it looks to me like most of the people that were going to respond did, because not anybody is responding. So in the next couple days, I'm going to be sending out emails to everybody, letting them know, because I hope everybody can make it. Robert, yes, yes, I'm glad that you're here too. You weren't in the tier for the tickets for the event. The way it went was 75, 100, and 1,000. But you're in the movie, and I want you and the rest of the people to know that before I make it public, you know, for everybody. But tickets will be going up soon, and I'll kind of reach out to some of you guys before I like open it up to the entire Kickstarter, because I think once I do that, like there's going to be no more seats, because already like I think a third of them are gone from the Kickstarter, and then from cast and crew and stuff. But yeah, you're in there what, 3 times? You got in there for 3 times, Robert. And yeah, you're actually in the scene. You're in a couple scenes with Coughlin. So yeah, so what we'll try to do is we'll try to get everybody to get those, because I'm sure people are going to want to buy. So after I give out like the free ticket to like the actual cast, they're probably going to want to buy a second or a third ticket to bring friends or family. And I think that's really where most of the tickets are going to like be gone. But if you don't make it to this, you know, we'll try to, if it totally sells out, my guy at the theater said we might be able to do a second showing afterwards if we sell out the first one, because there was supposed to be another horror movie playing after, but he doesn't know if that guy is going to be able to come through or not. If that's the case, you know, we want to fill up another theater. That'd be awesome. But if not, we'll probably do another theater out in Homer if we can. I got a friend trying to ask for me for a theater out there. Hopefully shortly after that, if people don't make it. I think we'll sell out a theater, and you know, that's 214 tickets. Well, sell out, and you know, giving a lot of them out for free. So I got to sell some though. I got to sell some because I got to like, I got to pay for like how much it's costing me to do this. I can't keep doing everything for free or paying for it. I need to offset something. Starring Robert Morrow 3 times. Yeah. Which time? We have a really funny story about that too, about Robert. Remember your first day? Like, I think we all looked at the makeup and we were like, what? And I think that made everybody think that this movie was going to be really, really bad. I was like, no. But as you saw the trailer, I did not let that happen again. I can tell that story later, but yeah, that was like, I did not see that. That was, I think some of the people was like, oh my God, like, I just want to go home. This, like, you know, no produce. I'm so bummed about that. After the pandemic, all the stores that were 24/7 were no longer. Like Wegmans was my go-to store 24/7. And of course, there was always Walmart, but Walmart closes at 11 and Wegmans closes at midnight. And I hate that. Like there's nowhere to go if like I don't get out there. Cuz I'm a night owl. I often would go to Wegmans at like 3, 4 in the morning. Well, on that specific day, I had my makeup person turn him into a zombie. I'm not going to say too much. I don't want to give anything away. And when he came back over, I was like, "What?" Like he looks like a clown. Like nothing against you, but the makeup. And I was like, "No, no, no, no." But it worked out really well. It looks really good because it wasn't a close-up scene. But going forward, I made sure that the makeup did not look like that. In fact, it started to be like we were able to do better makeup than some of the like real zombie makeup by just taking black gunk and swishing it around in the mouth and like just doing like that and like using contacts rather than getting all it just like there was enough. I don't really want to say everything, but like there was some other there was some other times I was not happy with. I mean, we had to wash everything off and redo it another way. Yeah. I mean, this was, I know it's low budget, but we did not want it to look like some clown show. So, and it doesn't, I promise you, Robert. It looks good. I don't know. I don't know if anybody got a bad first impression. I kind of squashed it and like got it out of the way because I didn't want people to see it. But I'm sure anybody that actually saw it might have been like, I don't know. I don't know what we're getting. Like, should I have done this? So I don't know. What time do I usually go to bed? Well, I was when I was going to bed when the sun would come up, but lately I've actually been going to bed at more of a decent hour early for me, which is between 1 and 3. And that's only because I've been waking up earlier. Like I always wake up like when I go to bed, like I'm claustrophobic. So when I go to bed, I get in bed and I go to sleep. I don't let Zeke on the bed with me when I go to sleep. But by the time I wake up, he's on the bed. He's taken up the majority of it. And I'm over there like cuddling with Zeke. So, so I end up waking up because, not really being too comfortable. And then that makes me tired and I go to sleep a little bit earlier the next night. I don't know why they didn't go back to how they used to be as far as 24/7 stores. Yeah, Clown Zombies would definitely be a different movie, and that's not what we were going for. Although if there was a clown that became a zombie, that would be a different story. But yeah, anybody could have become a zombie in this true story that I wrote. True story. But yeah, I want to do some more live streams like this, especially after the movie's out there, people see it. I'm super interested to hear what people say about it, because I've seen it a million times. I could recite every word from the movie, which it was hard to actually recite the words while we were making it. I had to memorize. I'm like trying to memorize my lines, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got to read my lines again. I'm like thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, I wrote this. I wrote everybody's lines, so like, what am I doing here? Like, I keep forgetting my lines, but I feel like that's normal. Like everybody, like so many, like even like professional actors and like A movies will have their script in front of them, like right before they do certain scenes, so, I'm trying to remember my lines and everybody else's lines, so I know everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. And yeah, we all in all, we did pretty good. Yeah, Jeremy, I'll be back. I'll be on your podcast again after the movie's out if you want. Yes. I said that earlier in this, but yeah, Craig has an employee that works for him, for his videos, and he asked him, and he said he would totally. I mean, I'm going to be paying him to follow us around on the premiere night, and he's going to, film the whole thing. So he'll film, people arriving, pictures. I'll be probably saying a little something before the movie comes on, before I go run away and hide. And then hopefully we'll do a little Q&A at the end. Maybe if, enough of the cast show up, then I'll ask them beforehand if they're opposed to doing it. Maybe we could all go down there, and then people can ask, do a Q&A that we'll be filming, and then the after party event that we're going to have. And then I'll be able to, put that on the YouTube, use it for behind the scenes footage for the movie, extras and stuff like that. So I've got that all covered. This is great timing for a night out like you, Jeremy. Yeah. I don't normally do live streams this late. I used to. I used to do them up to like midnight. Yeah, yeah. And of course, we want everybody to go see the movie as well. But yeah, we can, I can't wait to talk about it once people see it, because I want to hear what people have to say and what people think. And, because right now I pretty much only heard, not all, but I pretty much heard what some of the other casts that have something to do with it, my friends, my family, people that all have a potential to be a little biased, but at the same time, I've had a couple people that aren't even vegan, that don't even know me, that watched it, that said it was really good, and that I should be really proud of it. And they could tell that, right off the bat, it came from the heart. So, that made me feel good too. So I'm sure some people will not like it, there's going to be haters. I don't care. Maybe, just as long as people watch it. It was a hot day, wasn't it, Robert? Wasn't it? Oh yeah. Yeah, I won't say, I want to say one thing, but I'm not going to say where we were, but where we were. It was hot, and there's a continuity error because of that. And that is, there's a scene with the window open and then the next scene is closed. So that kind of sucks, but still, it was hot there. And I'm still I'm happy that those people just at the other, you weren't there, but they came up to us and they were like, "Oh yeah, you want to use our old, Mustang?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then they just dropped it off, and I was like, "Cool, that's awesome." And we got a even better. I don't know what we would have used in place of it. Maybe your car. Yeah, if you like the trailer, even if you are biased a little bit, just have fun. I think hopefully I want to hear what people say. I want to see did you expect what I did here? Was it expected? Were you surprised? Did you like it? I don't know. There's so much I want to know, but Zesty, I'm saying that I'm going to go that route. I'm going to at least explore that option. I don't know if something's going to get in the way and say, no, we're not going to be able to do that, but I want to at least attempt to do that. I still got to look a little bit more into it, but yes, I want to, since we don't have a distributor right now. If we do get a distributor in the meantime, things might change. But right now, I do want to put it up there on Prime, Apple TV, YouTube, and whatever other platforms out there where you can purchase or rent the movie. So you will have to purchase it or rent it. Either way, you're purchasing it. So it won't just be like, oh, I have Prime, I can watch it for free. You'll have to go on there and buy it. Which I did for my friend's movie, and I think it cost like $6. So, I mean, that's $6 to, support the movie. Oh, I'm sure produce. I'll probably get those people. That's why there's the disclaimer at the very beginning, And if people remember the disclaimer, which they probably won't by the end of the movie, then of course they will, they will think that for sure. Oh no, not at all, Zesty. Yeah, I just want to answer all these questions as best I can. Because some of these questions I don't even really know 100% the answer myself to right now. I'm doing the best I can to get this out there for people, but also do it in a way that's going to be beneficial to everyone, including me. That's right. That's the other thing that hopefully is on our side. So Mike just said Netflix has a page where you can suggest movies that they stream, and we can hit that hard once the movie comes out. So I'm going to ask everybody on the Kickstarter, that's 1,100 people right there, everybody that comes to my live streams, everybody on my platform, please go over there, ask for this movie, go review it. Even if you don't like the movie, please give it a 5 stars or however the many stars you can, just to get it up there, just so people can see this movie, Yeah, I think a lot of people might too. A disclaimer is not going to be enough, but it's still there. I'm I'm ready. I'm ready. I know there's going to be people that are going to trash it and say this is so unoriginal and it copied all these other movies and just out of ignorance, you know. But hey, you know what? Maybe that will, they say any publicity is good publicity. So even if it's bad and they're trashing me, maybe that'll get people to say hey, I want to go check it out now. And maybe that will do something. Maybe, who knows? Maybe somebody from those other movies will reach out and say, hey man, what's up? And I'll be like, hey, I wrote this before you did. No, they probably would not say that, but weird how that happens, isn't it? You come up with an idea and it's out there. They say it's out in the universe, and all of a sudden all these people have the same idea. So I bet you were a little bit, Robert, I bet you were a little bit worried until you actually saw that trailer. And then you were like, okay, good. That trailer took me a month to make, by the way. Like, that was not like, I really put a lot of thought and detail into that trailer. I had to make every scene be the best clip for it to get people. I think it works too. I think it's great. But like I was talking about earlier on in the stream, I might try to make another one that is focused more on the horror community, meaning taking all the references to vegan out of there. We just need the right people to see it so that they can promote it. We need a good write-up. We need somebody to say, like, this is the movie that nobody was looking for, but you all need to see. Yeah, and I think I was talking about that earlier, Jeremy. Unfortunately, we both know how the world works, and like, there's a lot of people out there that as soon as they hear the word vegan, they're like, oh, turn it off. So we need to get them to start watching the movie before that happens. And I think I need to make a trailer that is like spookier, scarier, more horror related, and we just take those two lines that reference veganism out, and that's it. Maybe the three things. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you. I've already taken the Vegan Zombie out of the title. So, A44. Nobody knows what that means. But it looks cool. Your wife and friend are so happy to be involved in the production. Oh, wait, that's right. Which one is your wife? She was in the main end scene, right? There was a bunch of people that showed up that night. And that's my favorite scene. Isn't that a... Yeah. For a minute there, I'm like, who just wrote that? Since A44 became so popular after I came up with A44, I don't know if that's going to help us or hurt us, because I think there's a lot of people that are going to see A44 and just like their brain's going to be like, oh, it's a new A24 movie with zombies. And they're not going to think A24. They're going to look at A44 and think it is A24. And that might get more people to want to go watch it. But we all know A24 is like $1 billion company that has really well done high budget movies. So if they go into watching this in the mindset of thinking it's an A24 movie, and then they start watching this and they say, this doesn't look like a very high budget movie, they might automatically hate it without even giving it a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could go two ways. It could get more people to watch it, but it could also get more people to hate it. What is A24? A24 is a very popular now. It wasn't when I made up A44, but A24 now is a very, very popular production company, a movie production company. They make a lot of good movies. I mean, I love a lot of their movies, yes, but it sucks how that happened, you know? When I created A44, I think A24 was a production company, but they weren't really doing anything. I don't even know if they had made a single movie at that point. They definitely weren't well known. They weren't like everybody like a household name like they are now. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine if A24 picked us up A44 by production company A24. I'm like trying to say that like, in a world before time. Yeah, there's a whole, I saw a video, they have a whole like, everybody, like even like bigger production companies are looking to them for the science of their trailers, the way they do their trailers. I watched the whole video on it. So I was trying to make my trailer as good as I could. So I watched tons of tutorials on doing trailers, and it was so difficult to make the trailer. It doesn't seem like it would be because it's only like a couple minutes, whereas the movie is like a couple hours. So making a trailer, I just had like writer's block. I was like, I don't know what to do here. Like, I don't know. Like, this is so intense. Like, I don't even know where to start. There's so much. And then all of a sudden one day, after literally just not like having like my editor set up for like a month without even really doing anything, I'm like, I couldn't figure it out. And then one day I just said, okay, this is how it's going to start. And then it's going to go into this, and then it's going to pick up, and then it's going to get faster, and then there's going to be like very quick clips. And then I just started like putting everything together. And then I had the sound. The sound was actually first. Like I put everything to the sound, and then the beat of the sound, like boom, boom, boom. And then I had something, and then I went back through, and I'm like, okay, wait, this scene is better here, and I'll take this one out. And I'll take this one out, I'll put this in. And like before I knew it, I had a really pretty decent trailer that I was happy with. And yeah, go check out the trailer if you haven't. Moonlight Best Picture 2016. Was that the one that they got? They were still pretty unknown until, I would say, like around, they weren't really a household name until like just a few years ago, actually. 2021, 2022. I know they did Hereditary, Midsommar. I really like Midsommar. Going down on Salisbury Hill. Dun, 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 dun. They should make vegan Salisbury steak. They did at one point. I think Morningstar did. I think it's almost dinner time. I only intended to go on here for maybe a half an hour. I didn't really have much to talk about. I just wanted to do a live stream, and it's been 3 hours. That's what I do. That's what I end up doing. I come on here and we all just start talking, and next thing you know, it's the next day. I should do I don't really need to do it. I was going to say like, I should do like a 24-hour stream. Usually people do that when they're like trying to fundraise or something. I'm like, what am I doing? My movie's done. Yeah, the Amy's Meatloaf is, I haven't had it in a while though, but yes, I've had most of the vegan Amy stuff. But yeah, if I could get another, like a shorter trailer, more creepy, and put that out there like as a second trailer, because a lot of movies have 2 or 3 trailers leading up, and we got to do everything we can for marketing, because most movies have a pretty big budget for marketing, and we don't have no budget for marketing. We just need word of mouth, and hopefully people love this movie and love what we're doing, because we are going to be giving to charity. Every movie theater I can get into, hopefully, I can make a living myself, and also donate a portion of that to like a local animal sanctuary. So that satisfies what we wanted to do in the first place. We wanted to help promote veganism, both indirectly and directly. So we can help animals directly by donating, and indirectly by the message of the movie, and hopes that some people might choose their, make their decisions differently in a more compassionate way after seeing the movie. I can't expect everybody would, but like hopefully, somebody does. And I don't know if I'm making myself hungry or if you guys are making me hungry, but I'm getting hungry. Here's the other poster. Butcher. That's the first one I made. Do I like strawberries? They're okay. They're not my favorite, but I'll eat a good strawberry. I didn't used to like them when I was younger, but yeah, I'll eat strawberries. If they're good, yeah, I'll eat them. I love oranges. Actually, I'm out of oranges. I think I ate my last one last night. I like a cold orange. I'm like a vampire though. I could never like eat the pulp and the fiber. It would I'd gag on. I don't know. Have a good night, Ryan. Thanks for joining us. I know it's probably late for you. You got the kiddos. Yeah, I've had the meaty mushroom steaks. I don't like mushroom, but those are good. Yeah, they're good. I can't justify it though. They're like $10 for two. I just can't. Some of this vegan food is just ridiculous price, and they're probably even more at someplace like Whole Foods. That I'm talking about $9.99 at Wegmans. Yeah, I have the carrot oranges. Sumo ones are good too. I made like a good tofu dish today. Just a bunch of mixed veggies with some nice cast iron fried tofu. It's pretty good. Well, I guess this is a good time to stop the stream. I could literally talk all night with you guys, but I'm gonna cut the stream. It's a good time to say goodnight. So yeah, I'm glad that we have a lot of support behind everybody wanting to see this movie. I'm glad. I'm doing all I can right now to try to, as far as promoting it without like a marketing budget, trying to go on here as much as I can and talk about it. I want to get people, psyched up about it, and it's also good to see some of the people that were in the movie like join in and talk about it as well, because not many people have seen it. So just pretty much my close friends. So yeah. Hopefully you guys are excited as I am. I will talk to you all later. I'll probably see you guys Monday night live stream. Probably around 6 or 7. And have a good night. Don't let the zombies bite.